So you want to be an entrepreneur. Hmm. In this video, you'll learn the essentials of everything you need to know before starting your business the right way. This channel is all about self-development, mindset, business tools, tips, and strategies for entrepreneurs, and helping you get out of fear and on to passions and then to profits. So before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. I'm going to give you some awesome tools, tips, and strategies and the truth of being an entrepreneur. So let's get started. Hi friends, I'm KK Smith. This video is going to be all about entrepreneurship versus having a career. Guess what? I know about both. I have been an entrepreneur for over the last 2 decades. I have successfully opened 2 businesses. And friends, let me tell you a little something about entrepreneurship. It is not for the faint at heart. So today, friends, we're going to talk about the main differences between an entrepreneurship mindset and a career mindset. I know the ebbs and flows of business, and I also can teach you so many great strategies about entrepreneurship. So we're going to talk about the pros and the cons to having a job. Okay, friends, so to put it quite honestly, if you have passions inside of you that you want to be an entrepreneur, guess what? Having a career, you're going to find a few things that's going to pull and tug at your heart if you have a career and you want to even be an entrepreneur. So the pros to having a career are this. You have a dependable salary. Friends, you cannot replace a dependable salary because guess what? Your bills have to get paid. If you have a family, you're going to need money for your family. And so that's the first thing about having a career. You have a stable income. The next thing about having a career is that you have sometimes benefits. I know some jobs, they don't have a lot of benefits if you're part-time, but some careers have so many great benefits. I've been an entrepreneur for so long, and that's the thing. I have to either pay for my benefits or either have my spouse pay for my benefits. And I'm an entrepreneur, so that's the fallback sometimes to entrepreneurship if you're not ready. Another thing that I think is such a win-win when you have a career is teamwork. Teamwork, sometimes you don't get in entrepreneurship if you are a solopreneur. Some solopreneurs that I know work all by themselves and they don't get a chance to stretch those social skills and be surrounded by different people. Another great thing about having a career is having somewhere to go. You're getting out into the world, you're putting on your clothes, you're getting dressed every morning. And like I said, you have a lot of structure. Things are organized, things are on time. Sometimes with entrepreneurship, you're just kind of, I might go in today, I might not, depending on the type of entrepreneur you are. Is your business that you're planning going to be a 9 to 5? Is it going to be just on the weekend? So you really have to figure out, what is my business model going to be, and stick with that, and also be consistent. Just because you're an entrepreneur, you still can have consistency. Let me list some of the things that come with a job. So there is healthcare, there is vision, there is dental, there is a 401k, and friends, there is retirement. So what are you going to do when you're an entrepreneur and you get to the age that you want to retire or you can't even work anymore? Having a career, especially a good career that pays you a pension plan, and after you retire, you will get that for the rest of your life. So that is the great thing about having a career, friends. Another great thing about having a career is, and I know this from my sister, I know this from my dad, sometimes careers give you a big bonus at the end of the year. So what do some of these bonuses look like? Some of these bonuses could be, some of them could look like a couple of $1,000s that you could maybe spend on Christmas. You could maybe spend your vacation time. And that leads me to this. You have vacation time, you have paid time off, and some jobs even give you double time or time and a half when you work extra shifts. So those are the great benefits in having a career. Maybe you're a total creative and you absolutely want to be an entrepreneur, and that is driving you crazy to sit in an office, to sit at a cubicle, to sit at a desk all day. That could be a con to having a 9 to 5. Sometimes when you're very young, you know that you were born to be an entrepreneur, and this can cause so much frustration. And so I think those are the main drawbacks of being in a career: a 9 to 5, a 7 to 3. And some people think, okay, am I going to stay at this job for 30 years? Am I going to stay at this job for 40 years? And friends, I've seen some people stay at jobs and they retire and they never fulfill those creative dreams. Pros and cons of having a career. Now, let's dive into entrepreneurship. So, the pros to being an entrepreneur is this: there are absolutely no caps on your salary. Your salary is endless. If you can make the money, if you want to work all night long, if you want to work overtime, you just have to find a niche. You just have to find something that you absolutely love that can make income. Another great thing about entrepreneurship, if you own the business, you have total creativity and total control in the leadership space, because this is your business. You can do it. You can be as creative as you want to. You can even have specialized systems that you set up, because this is your business. You're not working for anyone else. For example, I have a salon and I use the lobby space a lot. I use it for classes. I use it for sometimes game night, sometimes women's meeting. It is my space, so I'm able to use it as I want to use it. But sometimes as an entrepreneur, you're not going to have that flexibility if you're not the owner. So think about it. Do you want to own something, or do you want to rent a space under someone else? So another thing I wanted to tell you about in entrepreneurship, you can be creative as you want. Let's just say you have a bakery and you come out with some new cupcakes. You can have your specialty cupcakes. You can do whatever you want to do in entrepreneurship. You have so much creativity involved in being an entrepreneur. Another thing that's a perk with entrepreneurship: time off when you want it. Friends, you do not have to wait to build up time. You do not have to wait for your boss to say, okay, someone didn't come in, you can't go on vacation. No, your time is your time. That's the great thing about entrepreneurship, your time. But now let's talk about time. If you have time off and you're an entrepreneur and your business solely depends on you, well, you know what happens? Profits plummet and you could end up losing your business. Friends, so many businesses are going out of business, and I'm talking about big companies. So just imagine an entrepreneur not having the tools or not saving enough money so their business could survive. I know businesses that have gone out of business now during the pandemic. So just think about entrepreneurship and think about what type of model you want to have as an entrepreneur. Do you want to have your own space, or do you want to rent a space, or do you want to work online? What type of ideas have you come up with when thinking about being an entrepreneur? Another thing about an entrepreneur is that you can write off a lot of things. And let me tell you, if you have a home-based business, you can write off many things. Your business is at home. Let's just say you have a daycare. Let's just say you have a bakery. Let's just say you have a food business that you run from home. This is really going to get you into the mindset of really thinking, can I run my business at home, because I will save so much money? Let me give you an example. So there's a lady that I follow on social media. She once had a thriving business. She had a salon. And friends, things happened. The rent was too high, and she was very popular, extremely popular on social media. She had to end up going home. She had to end up running her business from her home. She had to add on to her home. But friends, she saved so much money, because guess what? She was probably paying about $5,000 a month. And so business, she was able to save that 5,000 and add additional equity to her home. So sometimes you want to really think about the model of entrepreneurship, because friends, when you have to pay that rent every 30 days, that gets expensive. You must fund your own retirement, friends. Yes, it's all on you. And let's just take a case study here. Let's just say that you were about 18, 19 years old. Now you want to be an entrepreneur. You totally skipped college. You totally skipped any type of business classes, any type of investment classes, but you did very well and you made a whole lot of money. Well, this could be a drawback, not having the right strategy when you first go into entrepreneurship. Friends, if you're an entrepreneur and you're making a lot of money with investments, with the right strategy, you can be wealthy by the time you retire. But a lot of entrepreneurs do not have that mindset, because just because you're starting a business does not mean that you are financially savvy. So you have to fund your own retirement, and you have to know those business skills, those financial skills before you go into business. So like I said, you have to fund your own retirement. So what does that look like? You have to fund your own Roth IRA. You have to have your own health, your own dental. You have to also have disability insurance, because what if something happens to you on your job? This is not a regular career where they're going to pay you while you're off. And which leads me to this: you're going to have to save your own money. You're going to have to save your own money, and typically you want to save at least 6 to 8 months of your total cost to run your life. You're going to have money for your rent. You're going to have money for your car, your lights, anything that your business and your home need to run for at least 6 to 8 months. As we just saw with the pandemic, things went left real quick with entrepreneurs. Friends, the other thing to entrepreneurship is that you're going to be responsible for everything. And let me tell you what I mean. I know this to be true because, like I said, I've owned 2 businesses. And what am I responsible for? I'm responsible for the rent, the lights, the water, everything, whether people leave or whether people stay. So in my business, people can leave. They can leave if they so choose. And a lot of people have come and gone and they've opened their own businesses. But friends, I am always there left to pay the bills in my business. And sometimes when it's been slow, guess what? I still had to pay the bills in my business. And that, my friends, is entrepreneurship. Products, I've had to pay the rent. I've had to pay everything when things go wrong, when things break down. That is entrepreneurship. So you have to know that that's going to happen. Another great tip I'll give you about entrepreneurship: you have to keep learning new things. Friends, just like you're working for a business and you have trainings, well, just think about this. You're an entrepreneur. You have to stay current. What's going on in the world? What's going on in your industry? What's going on that could make you more income? So you have to be abreast on those things. And guess what, friends? Those things take money. Those things take classes. I can remember traveling far to take classes just so I could learn the new this or the new that in my industry. And friends, it really paid off, but I had to have a mindset shift, an open mindset. So another really cool thing I mentioned earlier is that entrepreneurship, you're going to make your own schedule. But friends, could this be a drawback? Because if you're making your own schedule, sometimes you're not waking up at a specific time. Unless, of course, you have a business that goes for 7 days a week, 6 days a week, 5 days a week. So that's the other thing about entrepreneurship. You have to be extremely structured. So I have a question of the day for you. Why do you want to become an entrepreneur? Or are you already an entrepreneur? Make sure you answer this question in the comments. Let me mention, if you're getting ready to make a pivot into entrepreneurship or make any type of major change in your life, go ahead and download my free Mindset Shift workbook. It will change your life. So friends, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification for more videos on self-development, turning your passion into profit through books, blogging, and branding yourself. So I'm KK Smith. I'll see you next time.